Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being with us today. I'm John Coleman. I'm the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, and it is my great pleasure to welcome parents and families, supporters and friends to this very special day, as well as our special guests on the stage, Regent Michael Shue and Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Education, Robert McMaster. And most especially, welcome, class of 2016, to the rest of your life. We are all here today to celebrate this occasion with you and to salute you as you graduate from the College of Liberal Arts as a member of the class of 2016. Today you join more than 140,000 CLA alumni and over 400,000 University of Minnesota alumni in a network and community that spans the globe. Today, you are a college graduate. Many of you leave here as you arrived, wanting in some way to change the world. And it doesn't matter if your views are conservative or liberal, libertarian or progressive, or something else entirely. You want to make a difference. Your college years, we believe, have prepared you to do exactly that, and specifically, your CLA years have prepared you to do that. Now, in fairness, I am the Dean of CLA, and that is, in a sense, what I am supposed to say. It's in my contract somewhere. 5 times a year, you tell the students they're the very best students ever who have ever studied anything ever in the history of anything. How was that, Regent Shue? Was that okay? Okay, thank you. But in this case, it also happens to be true. Here in the College of Liberal Arts, you have been prepared to become 21st century leaders. You have learned how to change the world. And what does that mean? Let me suggest 3 ways you've been prepared to lead. First, we live in an increasingly diverse and interconnected world. Today's leaders need to form teams with multiple perspectives to solve problems and make decisions that would have been unthinkable 5, 10, and 15 years ago. So what is your advantage? A liberal arts education is inherently diverse. You are encouraged to explore, to take a wide range of classes in a wide range of fields. Most of you were required to learn another language. Many of you have studied, volunteered, or interned in other cities, states, and countries. You've been pushed out of your comfort zones by courses, fellow students, professors, and discussions that forced you to consider other perspectives, worldviews, and modes of analysis. And that makes you incredibly valuable in today's world. When I was your age, there was an expression often used that the world is shrinking because of changes in technology. Well, by now, I don't think we have to say it's shrinking anymore. It has shrunk. You can easily have a career that's based in several cities around the world. No one is surprised when a video conference brings people on multiple continents together on one screen. As CLA graduates, you will bring to those spaces a new kind of leadership that is shared, collaborative, and inclusive, crossing boundaries of culture and ethnicity, fields of knowledge, and geopolitical entities. The world is now intrinsically interconnected, and in your time here, you've learned how to work with and thrive among people who are different from you. In other words, you have learned how to change the world. Second, competition and change occurs in today's world at hyperspeed. Today's leaders must be able to navigate these rapid streams of change. This is true whether we're talking about business, law, education, politics, media, or numerous other sectors of our society and economy. So again, what is your advantage? The way in which you have been educated, the model of a liberal arts education, has prepared you for a life of continuous growth and discovery, exactly what you need to lead in careers in a world where technologies, professions, and beliefs are always in flux. We, as CLA faculty and leadership, have dedicated ourselves to ensuring that you are well prepared for that kind of world. We do not spoon feed you, but we do pride ourselves on challenging you to learn new ways of thinking. We prize not just discovery, but initiative and grit. We have given you bodies of knowledge, conceptual and analytical tools, and methods of inquiry. We have encouraged you to be as focused on asking great and creative questions as offering answers. As a result, you have developed flexible, innovative, and entrepreneurial ways of thinking. As 21st century leaders, you will need skills and tools different from those of leaders of the past in order to address the daunting challenges of this time. And you have learned those skills and tools. In other words, you have learned how to change the world. And lastly, we live in a time of intense communication. We are saturated by it 24/7. Today's leaders need to help their organizations thrive in this environment of rich and relentless communications that has its blessings, but also has its challenges. So what is your advantage? As liberal arts students, you have an immense advantage because the liberal arts disciplines are constantly engaged with the world of communication. Across the country and around the world, we see revolutions in communications, from the visual realm to the explosion of text in our daily lives, from the time we read our first email in the morning to the last Facebook post or tweet we read at night. In the liberal arts, we are fundamentally focused on communication of knowledge and ideas. Whether you're in the social and natural sciences and communicating your research, or in the humanities, where you're communicating through literary and cultural analysis, or in the arts, where you are communicating through performance and installations. In all these ways, your time at CLA has taught you how to communicate analytically, flexibly, and creatively. You've learned how to prioritize and leverage today's communication environment in new and powerful ways, from traditional text to video to blogs to hashtags and more. There isn't a company or an organization out there that doesn't think it could do a better job communicating both internally and externally. And that is precisely what you have learned how to do here. So in other words, again, you have learned how to change the world. I said at the beginning that your time at CLA has taught you to become 21st century leaders, and I am completely confident in that assertion. In the face of the rapid changes we see in the world around us, I believe wholeheartedly this is a prime time for the liberal arts and for those of you who go into the world with a liberal arts education. It is a prime time for college graduates armed with the knowledge and skills necessary to deal with complexity, diversity, teamwork, idea generation, rapid change, and new modes and models of communication. I know that those of us up here on the stage can't wait to see what you will do in classrooms, in boardrooms, in newsrooms, in courtrooms, in laboratories and hospitals, in corridors of power and halls of state, on the stage and in the studio, in spaces both virtual and real, and environments both natural and built. We hope you will take calculated risks, experiment and improvise, and challenge conventional wisdom. Our greatest hope for you is that you will take what you have learned here, apply it, and thrive. Take what you have learned here and make sense of this interconnected, ever-changing, communication-rich world. Take what you have learned here and find your own truths. That is your prerogative and your responsibility as a new generation of leaders and world shapers. Take what you have learned here and succeed and innovate beyond my generation's wildest imagination. I've told you today that you have learned how to change the world. And that can sound overwhelming and frankly can sound a little bit pie in the sky. But you can. You can make one family's life better, one organization run more effectively than it ever has. You can change one child's fortune, one family's fortune, one community, one industry, one state, one nation. Whatever it means to you to change the world, you are now prepared to do so and to change your world. I extend to you and to your families my warmest congratulations and my best wishes for a brilliant future. Congratulations. And graduates, I invite you to join us now in taking a moment to thank some special people. You and I both know that you did not get here without the support and encouragement of people close to you. Today, we have a chance to thank those who have stood by your side, all those who have supported, loved, and nurtured you over the years. Class of 2016, let's hear a round of applause for your family and your friends who are with you here today and supported you. Now, nothing gives me more pleasure than to recognize the outstanding achievements of CLA's talented students. And so it is a special treat to introduce our student speaker, Abdisamed Awed, but if you know him, he has probably asked you to call him AAA. Today, he is receiving his BA in Sociology of Law, Criminology Deviance. In his time here at CLA, Abdisamed has taken on a remarkable number of leadership positions. Some of these include being Vice President of the University Transfer Student Board, General Member and Minnesota Student Association Representative for the College of Liberal Arts Student Board, Officer for Sigma Lambda Beta International Fraternity, as well as founder and president of the Revolutionary Somali Youth. This last organization speaks to not only his leadership, but also to his forward-looking initiative and drive. Abdisamed founded the Revolutionary Somali Youth to galvanize Somali youth and get them involved in the reconstruction process of their home country. In this capacity, he has established partnerships with 3 universities in Somalia through the Students United by Education project, and he led a telephone conference with the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a remarkable young man, Abdisamed Awed.
Regent Shu, Vice Provost McMaster, Dean Coleman, distinguished faculty, friends and family, mom, fellow members of the class of 2016. Prior to going to college, I was a high school dropout working a 9-to-5 at a local cinema in Northern Virginia. I can still remember the final conversation I had with my high school counselor before deciding to abandon my education. She basically said, you shouldn't worry about going to college. In saying that, she meant that I wasn't college material. I wish you could see me now. However, it wasn't until the recession hit that I began to reflect on my own future aspirations and began to question the type of life I wanted to live. Would I remain in the box others put me in and subscribe to the realities they envisioned for me? Or would I course my own way and take advantage of the opportunities placed in front of me? I chose the latter. I decided to take the future into my own hands, so I registered to my local community college. After 5 years of hard work and challenges, I am proud to be the first in my family of 12 to be graduating from the nation's one of the top research universities. This was only possible, however, because I decided to show up. And ladies and gentlemen, my speech today is focused on just that, showing up. Now, showing up does not guarantee success, though not showing up always eliminates our opportunity to succeed. As a first-year transfer student, I ran for student body president. For each reason I had to run, there were 10 opposing reasons not to. I was a transfer student. It was my first year on campus. I didn't have the proper networks to pull it off, etc. These were all true, but I had to try. I had to participate. I would eventually lose that election to a lovely girl named Joelle sitting in the front. I would eventually lose that election. However, I would gain more than I lost by the end of the campaign. I would meet men that would later become my brothers. I would earn the respect of my peers, but most importantly, I would have the experience to learn from my failures. Getting out of our comfort zones may be difficult, and we may even fail in doing so. Still, it is the active participation that forms our experiences. As we reminisce, we find that our most memorable moments on campus can be accredited to our decision to get involved. Whether joining a club, studying abroad, participating in a protest, it is the act of getting involved that allows us to experience life and ultimately achieve whatever we seek. The famous actor, comedian, playwright Woody Allen said, 80% of success is about showing up. I couldn't agree more. The journey ahead might be challenging, but we can overcome those challenges if we take the initiative. We can accomplish our dreams if we take the first step, and we will become successful if we just show up. The American dream teaches us that we can become whatever we want. Whether we want to make an impact in a developing country or a developed one, we can do it. Whether we want to start a small business or start a family, we can do it. Whether we want to run for public office or just run in a marathon, we can do it. The question is, will we show up to do it? As a Muslim American born in Somalia, I was fortunate to go to the University of Minnesota. I was fortunate because I had the privilege of applying to the College of Liberal Arts, a privilege millions of Somalis back home would die to have. The reason this liberty resonates with me so much is because I could have been any one of those kids back home if I was just born into a different family. To be passive about the opportunities that are placed in front of us would mean turning our backs on the millions of people around the world who would have benefited tremendously if just given this same privilege. For close to 30 years, Somalia has been unstable, dysfunctional, and even stuck in time. I am deeply committed to help rebuilding my home country, but I have to show up to that challenge if I am to ever become successful. As graduates, we all have this liberty. We all have a chance at success. We don't leave the U with just memories and a bachelor's degree. We also leave with the privilege of showing up. But what we do moving forward is all up to us. But let me suggest one thing we should all do. Let's all remember to show up in our lives so we can continue to move up in our lives. Congratulations to the class of 2016, and may God bless all of us on our future endeavors. Thank you. Somaliano lato inilahay abeyaw na Kristo.
Thank you very much, Abdisamed, for those inspiring remarks. At Commencement, we celebrate the achievements and promise of students who will be tomorrow's leaders, entrepreneurs, creative artists, and public servants. And we invite as keynote speakers people who model the highest ideals of leadership, public service, and achievement. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce such a person as today's keynote speaker, Pam Edstrom, class of 1971 CLA. Pam is one of those CLA alums who embodies what I spoke about at the beginning. She took her education, skills, determination, and has made enormous impacts on her field and on her community. She started her career in technology PR, first with Tektronix, and then as Microsoft's first director of public relations. In 1984, she co-founded Wagner Edstrom Worldwide, now called WE, one of the largest independent strategic communication agencies in the world. Few women have risen to positions of equivalent influence in the technology industry. She has been recognized as one of PR Week's 50 most powerful women in PR and one of its 100 most influential PR people of the 20th century. But Pam's leadership goes beyond these professional accomplishments. She has been an influential mentor for both early career communications professionals and leaders in her field. She sits on the board of directors of the LeGrant Foundation, a nonprofit organization that provides scholarships, mentorships, professional development, and support for underrepresented minorities pursuing careers in communications. She's also passionate about the importance of real-world experience in education, which motivated her to establish the Barbara Newsom internship program right here in CLA in honor of her mother, Barbara Newsom. She offers robust internship programs at WE, and she has made internships possible for underrepresented students through the LeGrant Foundation. She is an inspiring example of how the liberal arts can prepare students to have remarkable success in their careers, contribute and innovate in their field, and give back passionately to their community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pam Edstrom.
Thank you, Dean Coleman and faculty. And first, parents. I know you probably asked yourself many times if this day would ever come. And many of you have sacrificed, like my single mother, to make sure your children had the opportunities and schooling available to them. So parents, congratulations to you. And congratulations, students. Welcome to your real journey, finding your way through life. I know when I graduated from the University of Minnesota, my mother was more excited than I was, and she should have been. It was because of my mother that I actually came to the University of Minnesota. A month before commitments were to be made, my father called and said, unfortunately, he could not pay for my college education after all. So my mother went to the American Legion and somehow convinced them that they should give me a scholarship. And that is when my education began. And that is also when I began to question dead ends. Now, of course, my mother had this idea I should be a nurse or a teacher. I had other ideas. I was going to be an FBI agent. Unfortunately, they told me I was too short. I then decided that I wanted to be a police chief. In order to do that, I would need to become a police officer. Clearly, I had a blind spot about my height. Instead, I found myself teaching a class on organized crime at Portland State University, and somehow found myself creating and leading the second largest independent public relations agency in the world. So my journey, shall we say, has had many twists, some questionable, some heartbreaking, some thrilling, but all were necessary. Your journey in the real world begins today, now, and you too will find your life filled with plot twists, some questionable, some thrilling, others heartbreaking. And hopefully, all are necessary to help you become the person that you were meant to be. In addition to my lifelong friends that I found at the University of Minnesota, I have found questions are my steadfast friends. Other people have guiding philosophies or questions that they use as a litmus test for their life. Tolstoy famously wrote about the 3 most important questions in life. My own worldview changed profoundly after I read Erich Fromm's book, To Have or To Be. For me, 3 questions and 1 answer have guided my failed FBI career to communications leader, to the woman that I'm still growing in today. Question 1, am I running from or am I running to? After I taught the organized crime class, I went back to graduate school. I was really intrigued about the intersection between communications and human behavior, and how communications could actually create the social change that crime fighting could not. But then I heard about a company called Tektronix, a major global corporation that had a workforce of 26,000 people. And I had this idea that it wasn't just communications that would change the world, it was communications plus technology. So for 9 months, I worked to get a job at Tektronix. One day, I was fortunate enough to find the phone number of the CEO. I assumed his assistant would be gone by 5 o'clock. And so at 5:15, I called him. He picked up the phone. I asked for 5 minutes of his time so I could pitch him on a job. He cut me off. Your 5 minutes are up. At this point, I could have been so filled with embarrassment, humiliation, and replayed that over and over in my head for the next 3 decades. But I am my mother's daughter, and we are women of grit. And above all, we question dead ends. I learned to challenge myself in the face of failure, and I failed a lot. The first thing I do after a setback is I ask myself, am I running from or am I running to? I knew I needed technology in my skill set, so instead of running away from the failure of the phone call, I ran back to Tektronix even harder and finally got a job. And that is where I met my future partner, Melissa Wagner-Zorkin. That is where my current boss became the future president of a small company up in Seattle with 200 people called Microsoft. And that is where Steve Ballmer of Microsoft interviewed me. He didn't tell me my time was up. Instead, he asked me what title I wanted when I was running public relations for Microsoft. If I had run away from that dreaded phone call, most of my life would not have happened the way it did. Every great project, every great initiative, every great company involves the frightening risk of failure. Before every new, groundbreaking, and scary endeavor that I take on, I give myself a question, which is, what is the worst thing that would happen to me if I do this? What is the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to me? The answer is, I would die. Oh, hallelujah, I'm not gonna die. That puts things in perspective and has encouraged me all along to take risks. So ask yourself, whenever you feel that you're at a dead end, that makes you want to crawl into a ball unto yourself, is this really the end? What is the worst thing that could happen if you pick yourself up? Am I running from what I am supposed to do and I'm afraid of? Or can I turn and run toward it in another way? Question 2, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? Whether it's business or personal, always have in mind what is the problem you're trying to solve for. Because if you don't know where you're going, unfortunately, you will never get there. The shorthand question that I have used consistently, what is the problem I'm trying to solve for? So whether it's 2 job offers you must decide on, a new project that you want to take on, or the graduate school you're deciding on, knowing what the problem is you want to solve, and then imagining the outcome will help you reverse engineer how you're going to get to your goal. So be realistic about the obstacles and difficulties ahead and get creative in addressing those. In the early days of Microsoft, the single most important objective for the company was to establish Microsoft and Windows as the standard of computing. At the time, Microsoft was a scrappy little startup that no one expected to last, and Bill Gates was 26 years old. The business media had no awareness, nor did they care about Microsoft. The problem I had to solve was, how can a small company be seen and make an impact? Undaunted, I called the New York Times technology editor and asked for a meeting. His crisp reply was, I don't talk to public relations people. Drop the material off. I really had to dredge up my courage to successfully get meetings with the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, and Business Week. In the meantime, my big project was a computer show called Comdex. 200,000 people were going to descend on Las Vegas, and from the time the attendees stepped off the plane till they left the convention, all we wanted them to see was Microsoft Windows. So keychains with rental cars, Microsoft Windows, cocktail napkins in all the bars in Las Vegas, Windows, 10,000 in-room pillowcases, Windows. We were the little company that could. 6 months later, Bill graced the cover of Time magazine, and a few days later, the technology editor of the New York Times called me. So if you know where you want to go and the problem you're trying to solve, think creatively and courageously, and sometimes a little outrageously, and you will increase your odds of success. So questions are your friends, and what is the problem you're trying to solve is a very close friend. Question 3, is it a place or is it my place? When I was in graduate school, I chose to write about the Edwardian suffragettes, who in 1904 were working to win the vote. Their problem was purely communication. They had no access to the legitimate means of communication of their time. When your access is denied, you have to get creative. And the suffragettes got creative and took over the communications channels they could. They chalked the sidewalks throughout London, meeting at 7 o'clock at Mary's. They were the first to hire a dirigible and take it over London and leaflet London. That is when I got my aha. Graduate school was good and even great. it was a great place for me to learn, to grow, but academia was unfortunately not my place. When I got the job at Tektronix, I loved working with engineers. I loved going up telephone poles and seeing what they were doing with the equipment. I loved learning how to make the value of products feel real to customers. And I learned that while Tektronix was an excellent place for me to learn technology, it was not my place. Then came the time at Microsoft when again, I knew I loved the people and the absolute magic of software and the challenge of understanding business communications. Microsoft was a great place, but it wasn't my place. Finally, I had to go out and find people, communicators like me, people who loved connecting to customers and constituencies, people who wanted to change the world one story at a time. And that meant it was time to create my place. Wagner Edstrom Communications, now called We Communications. Joining my business partner, Melissa Wagner-Zorkin, who's one of the smartest communicators I know, was the smartest decision I ever made in my career. If you look at successful companies, you will find that most have had partners. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Apple, HP, and many others. And they have succeeded because they have made their place into your place. At We Communications, we've created a workplace that is committed to helping young professionals, that throws its expertise behind brands that matter, that communicates with a mission to make a difference, and that says to every employee and every client, this is your place. This is our place. You are welcome here. Here's the truth. You're going to have to work incredibly hard at a lot of places, some good, some bad, some ugly. Regardless of the place, work hard. Learn as much as you can and give as much as you're able. And when the moment comes that you feel deep in your heart that you need to find your place, have the courage to seek it. If it doesn't exist, create it and welcome other people into it. Because the truth is, the world needs us to find our place so we can do our very, very best work. My 3 questions: am I running to or running from? What problem am I trying to solve? And is this a place or my place? Are only useful if you listen. Listen carefully to the answers. This became abundantly clear to me when a very dear friend and colleague, retired from Microsoft, came back into town for a board meeting. I asked him, as you usually do, people, "Hey, how's it going?" And he answered it was going great, but he did want to talk to me. I told him I had a couple meetings I had to go to, but when they were done, I would come back and meet him. But I got caught up in the meetings, and by the time I got back, he was gone. 4 months later, my friend and colleague died of AIDS. I thought I had listened to him, but I hadn't listened closely enough. I would be tempted to go back and change some things in my life, but my one regret, my one chance would be I would change that mistake if I could. So listen hard as you ask questions, and listen hard for the one answer that matters. One of my favorite places in the world is Powell's Bookstore in Portland, Oregon. That is where I hear the one answer that matters to me. It is the largest bookstore west of the Mississippi, and whenever I go in and look around, I think, I will never get it all done. There's so many interesting problems to solve. There's so many interesting people to meet, and there's so many subjects to learn. Someone on my team told me, Pam, you're always hanging off the balcony because you're always willing to risk so much. Well, yes, the risks for me have led to huge successes and huge failures. In fact, I think I have made more mistakes and failures than anyone else at our company. But if you have a learning mindset, then there is no utter failure. Because in the afterglow of every success and aftermath of every failure, the one answer that matters is, I learned something. So I hope you've learned something from me today. Those are my 3 questions that have guided me well on my journey, which has had many twists, some questionable, some exciting, some heartbreaking, but all were necessary. What are your 3 questions? And what is the one answer that really matters to you? And are you really listening for the answer? One last word of advice. The world can be very parsimonious in its praise. There are many times when you will work hard, create an enormous impact, and no one, absolutely no one, will say thank you. When that has happened to me at the end of a project and I'm tired and feeling underappreciated, I send myself a text that reads, "Good job, Pam." So, good job, Dean and faculty, for graduating another fantastic class. Good job, parents, on sending out adults into the world that needs them. And good job, University Minnesota class of 2016. Welcome to your place in the world.
Thank you very much, Pam, for those wonderful, inspiring comments. We are now at the moment that you have all been waiting for. I would like to ask the following people to present the degrees. Gary Elert, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education. Karen McNulty, Professor, Anthropology. Carolyn Liebler, Professor, Sociology. Serge Ruda, Director, University Honors Program, and Peter Watson, Professor, Speech, Language, Hearing Sciences. Members of the class of 2016, you will cross the stage one by one as your name is read. After you have all returned to your seats, please remain seated until the end of the program. Your commencement is not complete until Regent Michael Shue confers your degree. And now just a few announcements before we begin. On page 3 of your program, you will find the 2016 commencement hashtag. I can tell you that's UMN16 and UMNCLA. So please use that to share pictures and memories of today's events. Second, I have a request for families and friends. We are not going to ask you to hold your applause until the end. You are welcome to applaud and to cheer your graduating student. That is part of the fun of commencement. But please remember that every graduate wants to hear his or her name called and wants family and friends to hear it too. So we simply ask you to be considerate and make sure your cheers don't drown out the name of the next student. The last bit of business before we begin. All of you, I believe, have your tassels on the right. Keep them there. We'll let you know when to move those over. Now, on to the business at hand.
I'm pleased to read the names of the honors degree candidates in the College of Liberal Arts for 2016. Students graduating with Latin honors have participated in a rigorous academic program, culminating in an honors thesis, presenting original scholarly work done under the direction of a faculty mentor or supervisor. On the path to the successful completion of the honors degree, students take honors courses and seminars, as well as participate in research, scholarship, or other independent creative work, both within and outside of their major. This year, about 8% of the graduating class at the University of Minnesota will be graduating with Latin honors. Students graduate with the Latin honors distinction cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, based on the quality of their thesis work and with their eligibility determined by their GPA. Today, they proudly wear the distinctive maroon and gold honors medallion as a symbol of their achievement. Edward Chappelle.
Joelle Stengler.
Lindsay Huffer-Keesaw.
Leslie Schneider.
Taylor Prouse.
Melissa Hollenbach.
Aliyah Jarraj.
Deanna Colas.
Jonathan Winter.
Kevin Kriege.
Rebecca Deering.
Clayton Carlson.
Claire Hepworth.
David Prey.
Ryan Olson.
Eden Huang Huang.
Sarah Flinspaw.
Winjing Zhang.
Carly Michaud.
Caitlin Fox.
Megan Goki.
Yu Rei Yao.
Katrina Holm.
Cole Rimmon.
Talia Anderson.
Emily Sullivan.
Thomas Visdis.
Alyssa Martin.
Rachel Beer.
Amy Wu.
Grace Payer.
Annalisa Paulson.
Anna Kvingy.
Kazimir Szymanski.
Joel Torgeson.
Deja Gager.
Cameron Malett.
Monica Olivier.
Marie Christine Gracie.
Tamar Rosenberg.
Makiki Reavers.
Rachel Kuzma.
Hannah Korb.
Alicia Blackman. Samantha Morkowski. Claire Kramer.
Dean Coleman, it is my pleasure to present the honors degree candidates in the College of Liberal Arts for 2016.
Keith Karanimi.
Joshua Him.
Nathania Brule.
Ricardo Romero.
Daryl Alkire.
Robert Wild.
Heather Jarvie.
Nicholas Plaza.
Sandra Daniloff.
Brandon Seguenza.
Teddy Lund.
Heather Taylor.
Alida Tyberg.
Sydney Pauling.
Max Dolheimer.
Jennifer Tang.
Ryan Bierbaum.
William Thureson.
Abdisamed Awed.
Jack Zhao.
Gloria Putnam.
Casey Tatro.
Karen Valverde.
Schuyler Sky Handy.
Rachel Barea.
Connor McPhillips.
Kathy Chow.
Austin Eder.
Morgan Gonzaga.
Joseph Billings.
Sean McDurban.
Danielle Kelleher.
TJ Perpich.
Joshua Mora.
Christian Shad.
Rachel Haynes.
Alexander King.
Sarah Brinkman.
Glenn Whiteford.
Phoebe McGuan.
Deanna Barr.
Stacy Broomfield.
Riza Nejawat Namin.
Caitlin Brown.
Sydney Preston.
Kayla Stone.
Electra Vincent.
Charles Makepeace.
Kaylee Voigt.
Yekaterina Lapitsky.
Angela Uyung.
Miao Yandi Liu.
Joanne Kong.
Yizhen Zhu.
Tanoja Sweetie Sunkam.
Chainwei Shao.
Jennifer Adrian.
Brianna Wilson.
Sarah DeGroat.
James Harris.
Sydney Rose.
Jenna Rainunen.
Lauren Hudson.
Allison Daninger.
Mallory Miller.
Michaela Middlestead.
Courtney Leach.
Jenna Allard.
Charlene Kristen.
Peter Heithoff.
Laura Peters.
Lauren Ritchie.
Damian Palacios.
Alexei Bechtold.
Mitchell Howell.
Jacob DePasquale.
Chanel Lalor.
Holly Hen.
Alexandria Holacek.
Spike Hen.
Jingting Wang.
Logan Alexander Young.
Mingli Shao.
Cassidy Kramer.
Hannah Valento.
Anna Hansen.
Brittany Dobbinsbeck.
Josie Burton.
Rachel Robinson.
Ryan Greenlee.
Claire Torick.
Christopher Sabas.
Hee Young Choi.
Thank you. Kimberly Chu.
Deanna Ray.
Janice Fung.
Rachel Ryder.
Emily Hartman Tai.
Abby Eldridge.
Alyssa Johnson.
Caitlin Flackney.
Ann Wolver.
Mackenzie Hossey.
Maggie Houghton.
Han Chen.
Diane Perkins.
Si Yi Chen.
Zamzam Ahmed.
Chow Yu.
Hafsa Warsami.
Grace Hinton.
Robin Singer.
Kristen Husong.
Emmy Kasinger.
Paku Yang.
Cynthia Hauser.
Shua Shang.
Michael Casello.
Nicole Devine.
Amanda Tosu.
Whitney Wagner.
Ariana Deming.
Andra Salfrank.
Vanessa Nairarko.
Kaylee Schwartz.
Amawoni Amosu.
Marissa Clark.
Chuck Hee-Chu. Chiho.
Rukan Dodine.
Blake Newell.
Brett McDonald.
Tess Albrecht.
Colton Stopperin.
Amina Jafaru.
Melissa Berman.
Dukan Nugvia.
Jacob Reynolds.
Tai Trin.
Alexandra De Palma.
Timothy Tryon.
Maxime Kaluski.
Paris Becker.
Michaela Busher.
Thomas Stansny.
Anna George.
Wolfgang Derschholz.
Shireen Page.
Corey Bergman.
Brandon Bistido.
Jaewook Choi.
Carrie Douglas Rundlet.
Jae Hwong Lee.
Brenna Holmes.
Guo Yun Park.
Minso Byung.
Diana Claybo.
Zhongyi Lee.
Trent Claybo.
Hyeyong Jung.
Joy Yamaguchi.
Jun Ho Kim.
Jisoo Park.
Christian Glanville.
Dustin Shong.
Hyunsu Choi.
Christopher Scott.
Jinyoung Wang.
Samuel Fox. Nicholas Matusian.
Jemin Yoon.
Thomas Scarangelo.
Tai Hoon Lee.
Allison Sheldon.
Tony Chang.
Kelly Schott.
Pradeep Chaka.
Kimberly Meyer.
Regan O'Reilly.
Philip Holman.
Stephanie Super.
Caitlin Major.
Adam Cantwell.
Taylor Loisel.
Iman Shelby.
Ethan Sauce.
Shelby Shu.
Mimi Schober.
Julia Carlson.
Colin Bradley.
Megan Connolly.
Lauren Shibley.
Jacqueline Oliver.
Jung Woog.
Britta Moen.
Claire Volna.
Shauna Didiki.
Nieder House.
Austin Preisler.
Jennifer Zhong.
Emily Keene.
Bao Zhong.
Jennifer Yang.
Jenny Vu.
Daniel Russin.
Skylar Dorr.
Robert Bartlove.
Maureen Mayberry.
Kyle Capel.
Isaac Yee.
Brandon Wheeler.
Jong Yong Kim,
Talasa Deresa.
Gong Byung Park,
Scott Brasco.
Hei Jai Lee,
Hui Huang.
Suji Lee,
Sunny Lee.
Song Yun Lee,
Michael Ganter.
Joki Lee,
Elise Erkins.
Zheng Yao Ku,
Nicole Stuckey.
Yu Zhang,
Logan Mitchell.
Yawan Ji,
Side Grailani.
Yi Chen,
Farah Hassan.
Jiaoyu Liu,
Saida Rahman.
Nicholas Folks,
Shajia Amin.
Alec Fisher,
Noura Bayan.
Joel Martin,
Yursa El Khalifa.
Samuel Fogus,
Ayla Amr.
Daniel Kagan,
Salma Hashim.
Clayton Waga,
Amna Hussein.
Mary Banyel,
Kimberly Hart.
Alana Jocelyn,
Ravana Awadallah.
Justine Akbari,
Maya Kutkowski.
Catherine Ulrich,
Catherine Bridges.
Sydney Winder,
Cameron Dowd Savini.
Peter Doughty,
Cassandra Stoll.
Ryan Cashman,
Carrie Vo.
Michael Manning,
Shang Li.
Matthew Nisi,
Melissa Shong.
Marjorie Otto,
Nathaniel Cosberg.
Christy Cole,
Kellen Shelter.
David Quinn,
Shaughnessy Toy.
Colleen Bacchus,
Brianne Warren.
Nicholas Colombo,
Nikki Dietz.
Felicia Lindberg,
Miranda Hansen.
Brady Ikis,
Veronica Gates.
Pilgrim Kosavi,
Mark Jarko.
Shauna Keeble,
Christopher Hamling.
Paula Lohr,
Brenna Huronsky.
Darwin,
Hyungjung Kim.
Andrew Liu,
Ji Yang.
Hoshin Yi,
Jiang Hyo.
Zhong Wang,
Duyan Ho.
Alan Anderson,
Daniel Jung Yu.
Joshua Mester,
Marana Sherwood.
Colin Supple,
Brittany Smith.
Daniel Sochek,
Rebecca Muksa.
Thomas Cahill,
Adriana Lonick.
Christopher Shirley,
Jordan Thomas.
Keegan Miller,
Sigreen Dakaina,
Nicholas Prevost,
Jocelyn Perry,
Chad Fanning,
Alexandra Talaber,
Thomas Johnson,
Emily Moulton,
Alyssa Johnson,
Haley Zelenak,
Caitlin Young,
Rebecca Houskey,
Molly Bosher,
Carly Wilkie,
Kirsten Schmidt,
Suzanne Bush,
Devin Mahoney,
Stacy Peterson,
Timothy Murphy,
Nicole Wasilewski,
Henry Reitman,
Madeline Goulon,
Amber Johnson,
Bilal Ahmed,
Taylor Krofchetsky,
Sharmarki Hussain,
Javier Ruff,
Hassan Abdi Noor,
Weija Lee,
Jamal Ansari,
Katie Benson,
Rizu Alino,
Zachary Johnson,
Brianna Kukney,
Robert Stiptich,
Lucy Nordstrom,
Matthew Hayes,
Renee Kroom,
Haley Robertson,
John Gaffney,
Jofai Wren,
Jack Becker,
Kevin McCullough,
Tian Zhang,
Carlo Bruno,
Jia Yin,
Fui Lee,
Peter Wilkinson,
Alex Wilson,
Abby Weiler,
Aubrey Dunshee,
Kylie Hulshker,
Gina Peterson,
Allie Peters,
George Rodriguez,
Haley Purvis,
Derek Newland,
Vanessa Gabor,
Dominic Carone,
Alexander Runk,
Victor Bjork,
Kunle Fawole,
Brenna Frank,
Jack Phaler,
Rachel Dilly,
Martin McClure,
Alyssa Worley,
Charles Clements,
Chelsea Nordhausen,
Josh Littman,
Sarah Brooks,
Zachary Bootle,
Ramina Demaray,
John Leone,
Chris Lynch,
Carter Krengle,
Tugai Idemir,
John Robinson,
Vladimir Panfilov,
Jesse Bren,
David Roy,
Laura Hemken,
Alejandro Calderon,
Tracy Larson,
Nicholas Mertis,
Cara Ferguson,
Joshua Jensen,
Colin Tan,
Timothy Lorridge,
Shannon Yap,
Rahel Tebado,
Yi Ying Sak,
Hock Him Leong,
Taylor Aldridge,
Hin Fong Lee,
Amit Azkan,
Chung Ho Chung,
Krista Cook,
Kin Manha Lee,
Luke Berg,
Holsum Vincent Mann,
Kasi Lee Amo,
Chun Hin Kwang,
Priya Samsundar,
Kai Hung Kam,
Taylor Rose,
Yeyung Zhang,
Mary Lodu,
Geong Zhu,
Ann Joslin,
Dasong Zhang,
Rachel Bartlett,
Cassandra McClay,
Shucheng Ni,
Jane Benson,
Yi Zhang,
Amanda Smith,
Bridget Ehlers,
Dominique Nice,
Chantal Stewart,
Emma Johnson,
J.D. McDonald,
Haley Storms,
Courtney Coates,
Nicole Hirsch,
Molly Smith,
Brian Clugston,
Shannon Parmentier,
James Carlson,
Alex Brandel,
Lydia Norwig,
Taylor Craney,
Jordan Disterhoft,
Maria Lee,
Dan Wynn,
Rachel Nethercutt,
Shannon Fraser,
Andrew Gonzalez,
Melanie Brewer,
Nathan Johnson,
Hien Bui,
Cody Jacket,
Mitchell Butterbaugh,
James Fleming,
Matt Mason,
Kathleen Ho,
Jacob Blashko Iveland,
Andrew Swittergal,
Katia Stye,
Griffin Rush,
Samantha Kraus,
Garrett Polinsky,
Bailey Lass,
Dominic Simon,
Lauren Thompson,
Tyler Finken,
Jimmy Zhang,
Danielle Spriglio,
Taylor Reinhardt,
Charles Rink,
Matt Dooley,
Jessica Ramberg,
Ariel Morrison,
Daniel Dibendetto,
Alexis Parker,
Lauren Johnson,
Saron Tedrose,
Cole Stein,
Nikita Leakin,
Nicholas Guimau,
Joy Norton,
Michael Hornum,
Bertrand Dihokoi Boyo,
Aaron Free, Elliot Lee,
Jamal Abdi,
Logan Lee,
Anna Abuli,
Alan Hansen,
Tina Matthew,
Robert Dobros,
Alyssa Burkhart,
Devin Jorgensen,
Jennifer Willert,
William Husso,
Catherine Moss,
Chija Tapa,
Amber Atkinson,
Michael Cooper,
Malika El Hadi,
Junkao Ma,
Haley Hetland,
Shou Chan,
Danielle Haransky,
Brenda Compion Morales,
Brianna Metzler,
David Elgaudy,
Kelsey Litchfield,
Ryan Osgar,
Andrew Quinn,
Cole Jensen,
Christopher Windman,
Hamdi Ahmed.
Justin Wee.
Joseph Vertnick.
Alexander Wiersma.
Asiya Mohammed.
Michael Forster.
Wu Wong.
Zhizhu Wang.
Xiaotao Jin.
Yufei Zhao.
Huating Shuai.
Zhonyi Jiang.
Qiming Shao.
Alexander Dewey I.
Jairi Li.
Juan Montero Varas.
Chi Kang.
Christopher Wall.
Linji Lo.
Ian Nelson.
Shi Sun.
Aaron Pan.
Zheyi Li.
Jennifer Arnston.
Ming Liu.
Minji Kong.
Nicolette Anderson.
Xinyu Zhang.
Erica Flattery. Flaherty.
Dandy Ho.
Andy Huang.
Hongyu Wang.
Matthew Schultz.
Jekun Do.
Joseph Gillies.
Jekun Du.
Anthony Behrens.
Honghao Shen.
Ransford Frimpong.
Nathan Crowett.
Aisha Ahmed.
Hardehola Harwolk Licky.
Amal Ali.
Honorine Kadima.
Rachel Drago.
Kaiyuan Hu.
Taylor Day.
Xinyu Zhang.
Carl Rafus.
Xinhua Mu.
Molly Green.
Xiao Yanan Hu.
Natalie Summerson.
Wenji Jing.
Elizabeth Sukit.
Mary Peipenhagen.
Matthew McGilvray.
Demetra Andrea Dake.
Will Radke.
Ashish Kumar.
Ellen Hoyne.
Pavandeep Singh.
Megan Schmidt.
Joseph Din.
Dale Morrow.
Ricardo Becerra Ruiz.
Megan Steinhoff.
Austin Altenberg.
Yichin Wei.
Rashid Al Haredi.
Shunxing Yu.
Aidan McCarthy.
Chao Zhao.
Gamachu Rabu.
Yue Zhao.
Ayan Omar.
Yenyo Liu.
Raha Abda.
Jeffrey Bursch.
Nicholas Wieland.
Jared Brugerman.
Benjamin Dahlberg.
Ratana Singh Sulachan.
Jordan Sheehan.
Peter Aref Kasis Akal.
Lindsay Freeman.
Rachel Long.
Martin Jacala.
Kaylee Broussard.
Michael Bublitz.
Alicia Duro.
Fred Zhu.
Mingya Zhao.
Norlina Shaharodin.
Shilin Zhu.
Mujahid Mudnoor.
Winting Hu.
Wencheng Wu.
Jia Wen Li.
Minji Kim.
Yiming Chang.
Hu Young.
Jia Tian Li.
Ha Loom, Julie.
Rui Chan Ma.
Sorry, Julia. Kendra Wright.
She Chao Chao.
Sarah Lair Ivy.
Shi Chen.
Jess Anderson.
Si Chin Lu.
Jack Halverson.
Yiming Kong.
Jacob Swedberg.
Jasmine Awada.
Daniel Kilgore.
Jonah Poppin.
Ryan Altman.
Cassandra Schlegel.
Andrew Pettengill.
Sarah Piero.
Josh Zwart.
Alexander Schmidt.
Rebecca Sotil.
Kao Sheng Li.
Emily Barnes.
Li Win Tan.
Rahaf Ebini.
Wei Xuan Tong.
Haley White.
Yiting Chen.
Christina Bucio.
Yan Lu.
Jackson Rebar.
Jacob Pickens.
Sarah Dewey.
Lauren Carr.
Molly McSherry.
Sarah Mavison.
China Eamon Berkeley.
Ju Sun.
Joshua Ekberg.
Tyler Lesky.
Camille Kwasunai.
Jia Chin Zhang.
Ashley Lynch.
Kamaria Muhammad.
Phoebe Ward.
Jada Palmer.
Sterling Dragu.
James Pham.
Shengua Han.
Peter Nguyen.
Caitlin Braylick.
Callie Nguyen.
Angela Shields.
Nicole Zhang.
Allison Kent.
Alexandra Martinez.
Abigail Kiefer.
Selena Sekau.
Hua Ming Ivan Ho.
Adiraman Hassan.
Yidi Wu.
Mohammed Robel Robla.
Ashley Muscatel.
Amin Niknam.
Branson Coltrane.
Adeboale Tariba.
Avril Corti.
Dan Nguyen.
Laura Mason.
Andrew Nguyen.
Abigail Snobrick.
Matthew Ricola.
Kongfing He.
Yi Tang Shu.
Stephen Holmquist.
Yaning Yu.
Andrew Diorud.
Xiaohan Yin.
Ryan Lundberg.
Hao Wang.
Jonathan Utter.
Jun Wang.
Cage Pierre.
Teifu Jiang.
Elizabeth Narlock.
Jin Hui Lu.
Yannicka Holzenthal.
Quincy Rundman.
Caroline Stagey.
Wilson Kozel.
Jalen Williams.
Shireen Mustagani.
Samuel Bersiaga.
Chung Shong.
Sarah Hewlett.
Shua Jiao.
Amelia Swardout.
Va Xiong.
Fionn Malun,
Yupeng Her,
Ian Stokes,
Zhuan Shu,
Nathaniel Bailey,
Raofan Yang,
Nicholas Jensen,
Lan Xiao Song,
Ryan Kento Olson,
Zeyuan Sun,
Anthony Maxim,
Boshan Wu,
Robin Butler,
Chen Hui Cao,
Aaron Johnson,
Jinan Kui,
Morgan Whitty,
Anbang Huang,
Colleen Reed,
Peng Shen,
Baksuan Zi,
Janjun Du,
Saidi Sheka,
Nate Meyer,
Menji Ji,
Xiaoyui Wang,
Jen Nu,
Lei Sun,
Zhangyang Chi,
Nang Dai,
Yulin,
Wei Qian Li,
Håkan Dalsvein,
Fang Fei Li,
Kevin Pham,
Qian Fan Song,
Hao Huang,
Sarah Mering,
Wenmang Gong,
Asher Crawley,
Rushel Smith,
Magdalena O'Connor,
Bronte Stewart New,
Alexandra Tsai,
Jane Boy Rowley,
Shozia Mula,
Carly Burke,
Erica Danwee,
Jenna Kruger,
Lauren Winston,
Ann Wynn,
Daniel Mancera, Martinez,
Alexis Bernauer,
Joshua Camrath,
Casey Lowe,
Sophia Birch,
Kaylee Leach,
Marissa Hanson,
Laura Pierce,
Hannah Anderson,
Kylie Haler,
Iomi Zien,
Ellie Reimarchlik,
John Warren,
Stephanie Thompson,
Zhenqi Xiao,
Savannah Mon,
Chen Zhang,
Zhang Shixi,
Ji Dong,
Minji Hu,
Shu Wang,
Iba Mo,
Wenjun Shu,
Sungwo Han,
Shan He,
Seongle Sun,
Zifei Guan,
Ji Gong Kan,
Yimin Yan,
Mei Hanslick,
Oluyemi Ige,
Maisi Zhong,
Hamza Muse,
Nakita Vang,
Alyssa Holterman,
Kong Vu,
Max Meyer,
Alexander Brown,
Austin Adams,
Elizabeth Conda,
Emily Grobelny,
Shelby Thompson,
Kirsten Werner,
Joshua Ackerman,
Hannah Grunwald,
Jakub Petniak,
Nicole Youngers,
Marisa Bartels,
Frankie Johnson,
Eric Stephenson,
Lawrence Fitzpatrick,
Payu Put,
Peter Schuett,
Kong Jong Tan,
Nicholas Bellato,
Rebecca Kropp,
Josh Pereira,
Catherine Homelink,
Zachary Whittle,
Rihanna Buckles,
Jacob Rennell Kabanak,
Amber Hopfensberger,
Alexandra Hickman,
Alexander Oman,
Allison Kazmarski,
Andrew Jorgensen,
Kai Tikanen,
Savannah Nye,
Abby Langenry,
Alexander Body,
Amy Stein,
Philip Loving,
Annie Myers,
Alexandra Lund,
Lydia Kramer,
Miroslava Shevchenko,
Julia Engbretson,
Marcus Kahn,
Ann Gedke,
Diego Vinasco Alvarez,
Corin Nesmith,
Erin Willis,
Nikki Chang,
Kelly Collins,
Andy Vang,
Sumaya Mohammed,
Shia Kang Lee,
Samantha Cosby,
Lang Vang,
Mary Hira McGilton,
Crystal Ramsamer,
Amanda Overson,
Fatima Farid,
Joyce Lee,
Jatsa Magani,
Faven Garris Gier,
Ishu Singh,
Fatih Muhammad,
Caitlin Hennessy,
Isabel McClure,
Andrew Boldenow,
Nicole Kimlinger,
Ellen Stowe,
Abrar Salad,
Kaylin Peterson,
Saham Abdi,
Yontuo Wang,
Salma Ibrahim,
Hong Shang Wu,
Aubrey Fasun,
Jiaying Ruan,
Haley Hoagland,
Yan Li,
Carly Spaniards,
Fei Zhang,
Nora Giefer,
Chengji Zhao,
Stacy Bratton,
Sydney Brown,
Lauren Whitty,
Madeline Baker,
Maggie Perkins,
Elizabeth Bott,
Teresa Weston,
Dana Grady,
Jenna Giuliano,
Donnie Mansfield,
Corinne Bradley,
Ian Stanton,
Sarah Forschler,
Lanisha Davis,
Alexander Heller,
Adam O'Rourke,
Jeremy Nelson,
Colin Lieb,
Tyler San Augustine,
Eric Rudin,
Noah Kozad,
Caitlin Hannes,
Megan Massey.
Jenna Cook,
Alyssa Schwartz.
Timothy O'Brien,
Alma Nove.
Todd Walther,
Kevin Foley.
Bohan Tong,
Natalie Polly.
Nadika Desram,
Stephanie Sinjam.
Li Yang Chen,
Caitlin Brown.
Yixin Li,
Devon Whittier.
Zhujie Wang,
Spencer Overgard.
Jiajun Song,
David Zawacki.
Haiyu Zhao,
Mackenzie Gerke.
Tian Xiao Miao,
Yevgeny Manchik.
Jinping Shi,
Jaewoo Yu.
Xiaoming Li,
Youngdae Wan.
Xin Lu,
Jiseon Yu.
Jiajia Lu,
Dong Sung Lee.
Tong Wang,
Stephen Oluwaniye.
Julian Olson,
Wei Liu.
Han Lin Zhu,
Baran Amari Belki.
Bei He,
Sandish Pereira.
Xinbin Chen,
Stefan Giral.
Binyu Kwang,
Jonah Heinen.
Yanan Wang,
Iris Kaloji.
Samuel Rosenstone,
Madison Hinton.
Laura Osterhaus,
Nicholas Zoller.
Emma Marler,
Zachary Brewer.
Daniel Murphy,
Kendra Wheeler.
Lauren Bohm,
Shandor Miku.
Alexandra Edie,
Carly-Ann Hayes.
Nicole Stumpf,
Zachary Miller.
Ayana Dubose,
Preston Weber.
Aubrey Winters,
Jacob Arndt.
Daniel Klinkhammer,
Emily Curran.
Erica Warfel,
John McStravick.
Yantong Chen,
Michael Renkin.
Chanyi Lee,
Ryan Stransky.
Joel Brown,
Diana Pavluk.
Dana Brisham,
Stella Wiering.
Natalie Ward,
Ian Meyer.
Joseph Iverson,
Emily Myers.
Daniel Gilkison,
Kevin Ward.
Nicholas Scotzi,
Kalon Dean.
David Zerinsky,
Matthew Miller.
Gabriel Levy,
Eric Davidson.
Ellie Livon,
Jacob Ames.
Sari Krinus,
Landon Ald.
Noah Blank,
Zachary Koffel.
Sydney Usum,
Stuart Bloomgren.
Mila Bronstein,
Matthew Kitagawa.
Stephanie Grigorens,
Lauren Selby.
Rachel Briant,
Tyler Berger.
Joshua Firminger,
Cole Minier.
Seth Jensen,
Jacob R. Briekazen.
Nathaniel Greenwald,
Cheyenne Severson Hagestuen.
Alexandra Weisberg,
Gloria Cecilia Mueller.
Amber Wolfus.
Thomas Ryans Marin.
Aravinthan Balasubramanian.
Kelsey Watska.
Gabriel Greer.
Andrew L. Nelson.
Tyler Newman.
Jacob Schwartz.
John Peller.
Alexandra Copenhagen.
Cody Peck.
Juan Gonzalez Diaz.
Stacy Hammond.
Anna Marie Allen.
Will Hopkins.
Maluska McCarthy.
Lauren Webb.
Scott Morehouse.
Mackenzie Meacham.
Tyler Dalim.
Baxter Zeiger.
Zamzam Abdirahman.
Brady Lambeth. Peter Economou.
Kaha Mursal.
Ashley Tepe.
Sumaya Abdullahi.
Brooke Knight.
Zahra Sharif.
Diduma Awana.
Ahmed Omar.
Chao Lun Yang.
Khalid Barkoto.
Dongming Zhang.
Mohammed Makhtal. Hassan Hassan.
Jingjing Ma.
Chad Erickson.
Jacqueline Smith.
Yuka Mazio Miyazato.
Jordan Jennings.
Adam Anderson.
Li Chen.
Jichao Li.
Yanming Li.
Lingfen Sun.
Han Kong.
Luis Lopez Soria.
Jay Ying Yang.
Moeed Al-Sabhi.
Yi Zhang.
Omayar Ali.
Shuo Zhu.
Ria Kohler.
Xin Lo.
Muhammad Al-Awadali.
Seongjun Nam.
Ahmed Al-Lawati.
Mingi Li.
Dwi Ta.
Jinming Chen.
Muhammad Arif.
Haley Park.
Di Wu.
Emma Hokie Matthews.
Eve Hanyu Feng.
Jordan Pinicky.
Cora Hyun Jung.
Eric Olson Williams.
Hyunjin Jung.
Joshua Lee.
Yading Wang.
Travis Hooley.
Carol Von Wynn.
Samantha Markham.
Rosathea Monhout.
Courtney Overby.
Hannah Marie McMunn.
Ho Jun Lee.
Karen Javon Vanessa Jackson.
Joseph Weitzman.
Jessica Williams.
Ana Paulina Perez Molinar.
Kayla Anderson.
Marin Marine.
Brandon Bogan.
Madeline Hudek.
Matthew Plansky.
Jonathan Pira.
Sabrina Galliani.
Riley Kuderko.
Zahro Ismail.
Donggon Lee.
Athara Ibrahim.
Younghwan Kun.
Serafina Hang.
Junwong Kim.
Tian Nguyen.
Jin Huang Lee.
Du Vien.
Masafumi Hagasaka.
Rahawa Gibrahiwot.
Si Yi Chu.
Ilili Til Ahun.
Sheng Wan Jia.
Meirun Senbita.
Yu Wei Zhao.
Haini Wahila.
Hongbo Wong.
Jalikatu Berry.
Qixin Zhang.
Lamy Faddis.
Qi Zhao.
Bonso Tilahun.
Zhang Lin.
David Troutman.
Zhilong Jing.
Bardhill Emiralahi.
Yongguk Kim.
Ryan Larson.
Junbun J. Park.
Kendrick Voss.
Daeho Yang.
Varun Muru Gason.
Daeok Yoon.
Deepa.
Jacqueline Kirschbaum.
Eden Ikishi Iwu.
Taylor McKinney.
Kenneth Gonzalez.
Tyler Strombach.
Fata Akwe.
Ashley Rude.
Anthony Hyatt.
Michael Rolando.
Alon Dungee. No.
Justice Finner.
Amanda Hedberg.
Felix Imhoff.
Ashley Revelis.
Tong So Vu.
Hyunjung Kim.
Zaire Ishmael.
Adam Schubert.
Nadi El Sawehi.
Jaichi Wawing.
Brinkman Esme.
Mariama Dahir.
Eugen Selinsky.
Zainab Sahal.
Shawana Craigie.
Daria Farah.
Yan Chang.
Rachel Carglitter. Amber Montgomery. Bardney Hussain. Surad Mahfouz.
Goldie Gopher. Dean Coleman, it is my pleasure to present the 2016 College of Liberal Arts degree candidates.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to ask Regent Hsu to formally confer the degrees.
Dean Coleman, thank you for inviting me to be here today. On behalf of the University of Minnesota Board of Regents, I'm honored to preside at this commencement. To the graduates, I extend congratulations. We are here to celebrate not only your academic achievements, but also your potential to make a positive difference in the next stage of your lives. You will be contributing to your communities, the state of Minnesota, the nation, and even the world. To your families and friends, thank you for your support of these students as they earn their academic degrees. Will the graduates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the regents, I now confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations. Now let us acknowledge your achievements.
Congratulations, graduates and families and friends. You have many reasons to be proud of the accomplishments you take with you into the communities of Minnesota, our nation, and the world. We will be proud to welcome you back on your next visit to campus as alumni of the College of Liberal Arts and the University of Minnesota. And we do have one final detail to take care of. Cameras should be ready. At this moment, I invite you all to move your tassels from the right to the left to show the world that you are graduates of the University of Minnesota. In closing, please join our soloist, Zawisza, in singing Minnesota, Hail to Thee, and congratulations.
Minnesota, hail to thee, hail to thee.